Good day, everyone. It's Ian with Tuesday Talks. And, today I was thinking about, I've been having conversations with some people, some of my friends, and different things, and uh, come to the conclusion as I titled this, Have You Ever Doubted? Have you ever doubted? And part of me wants to just tell you that um, doubt is normal. It happens. Um, but I think sometimes we get in this mindset that if we doubt that 100%, it's bad. And so today I wanted to just bring some clarity on that, um, and to think about a couple people in the Bible that had moments of doubt. The first one that I want to mention is Noah. Noah was tasked to begin to build an ark in the hopes of that it would rain. He had never seen rain. They didn't even know what rain was, but yet here he is building a contraption, an instrument that would be able to keep them safe when and if it rained. And the Bible goes on to talk about and continues to say that people would come out daily and they would mock him and they would ridicule him. They would come against him. They would do what some of our friends or even what we do to ourselves at times is begin to doubt. And I guarantee you that he had moments where he said to himself, is this for real? Am I really doing this? Should I be doing this? Did I miss it? Am I hearing wrong? Or whatever the case may be, I guarantee you had something. So the second person, that was just real quick. The second person is Jesus. The Son of God had moments where he asked questions that most of the time a doubt will come in the form of a question. And he had a question in the Garden of Gethsemane. Matthew 26:39 through 44. He says, he went a little further on and bowed his face to the ground, praying, Father, is if it is possible, let this cup of suffering be taken from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine. Then he returned to the disciples and found them asleep. And he said, Peter, could you not keep watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray so that you may not give in to temptation. For the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. Then Jesus left a second time and prayed, Father, if this cup cannot be taken from me, uh, if this cup cannot be taken away unless I drink it, your will be done. Again, he's asking the question again, can this cup, can this, what I have to do be taken from me? He returned again, found them sleeping. And so he went away a third time, saying the exact same things that he had before. We find that Jesus asked Dad this question, can this sacrifice, can this cup, can what I'm about ready to endure, what you've asked me to do, why I've come into the earth, be removed? And yet he follows it up every single time with this statement, nonetheless, your will be done. And so that got me thinking that is it okay to have a moment of doubt? Is it having a moment of uncertainty? Is it okay to have a moment where you are honest, asking questions before Dad, saying, are you sure? And to still walk away saying, nonetheless, your will be done. Uh, what you want me to do, I'll go ahead and do, even though it's uncomfortable, even though I don't understand, even though it doesn't make sense, even though I am facing ridicule, even though there's mocking, even though things don't add up, even though I planned it out and it don't make sense. no matter what way you look at it, it seems like it's okay. Now, the Bible says, he who asks and continues to believe, that doesn't doubt in his heart. And then it also says, he who doubts in his heart is like someone being tossed in the winds at the sea. But can you walk through uncertainty? Can you walk through the uncomfortability and still press forward? Because to me, I think it's okay to have these moments. It's okay to have times of questions before Dad, but it's what you do with it, what you do out of it, what you do after that, that makes the world a difference. See, I believe that truly we see the example of Jesus. He's asking. He's asking even though he knows the answer isn't going to change. He's asking, can it be changed? Can it look different? We've all said it. God, you've called me to do this, but can it look like X, Y, and Z instead of what you're having me do right now? Can you bring more clarity to it so that way it has better understanding instead of just walking by faith? And of course, Dad never changes his mind. Jesus doesn't change his mind. Why? Because the plans didn't change. And this is what Jesus began to realize as he continually asked and went before the Father. God didn't come down on him and make him feel bad and guilty for asking that. He just remained silent because the plan never changed. And oftentimes we'll find when God is silent with us, he doesn't need to say anything different because he's already given us what we need to know. He's already asked us, and we just need to continually follow through. Can you trust and believe and say, nonetheless, your will be done? Your plan, your purpose be fulfilled and accomplished through my life, even though I don't understand. See, to me, being to have questionable moments with Dad, with Jesus, and say, I don't get this. I don't know if everything's making sense, if you've really said this, and then still coming out on the other side and saying, but nonetheless, your plan, your will, your accomplishment, your purpose in my life, I'm going to continually move forward. See, it's when you continually move forward that it actually speaks to your faith, it speaks to your belief, and it speaks to the validity that God said what he said, and you believe it. But see, we have this thought, and God doesn't come this way, but the enemy makes us think and believe that if we have a moment of question, a moment of weakness of asking, that seems like doubt or disbelief, that all of a sudden we have failed and we have to start over in that moment. And that is the furthest thing from the truth. You don't start over. What you do is just keep going from where you are. And you have that ability by how you respond and how you react coming out on the other side. See, perfect love casts out fear. It's okay to have moments of and to freak out. We all have moments to freak out. Jesus freaked out. Noah freaked out. And yet we just keep coming back to Jesus and allowing him to fill us. So it's all about what you do with it. See, the same person can choose to sit down and even retreat backwards. By not progressing forward in the motion, that is how you become tossed and destroyed by the waves and the winds of your doubt. Doubt in the heart looks a lot like refusing to change or refusing to continually possess the action and the ability to move forward, meaning that you've lost the ability to hope and to believe. See, that's doubt. When you lost hope in the ability to move forward, now you've settled in doubt. Now you've settled in disbelief. But to have moments that says, this does not make sense. I have no idea what you're doing, but I trust you enough to say, I will still walk and move forward. That is faith. That is belief. See, believing in what you cannot see. Blessed are those who believe and have not seen, and the things hoped for become visible. All different aspects of faith, but it requires the action of progressive movement opposed to retreating backwards or the lack of movement. See, if what comes can get you to stop your momentum or to stop believing, then the enemy has won. And that's truly all he's trying to get you to do, is to stop your momentum and to stop your progress of forward movement. Have you ever found it interesting that in a lot of Christmas movies, there's the whole thing of where there are people that no longer believe or have faith or think that Christmas is real, that Santa Claus is real? Obviously, he's not real. But I want to look at this parallel, that what happens throughout those different types of movies, that is often an underlying theme, that Christmas can't happen now because we don't have someone to take his place, or there's no more magic, if you will, in the toy shop because people stopped believing, and the reindeer can't fly, the sleigh can't fly, Santa can't do his thing, right? Do you find it interesting that they use that parallel when really it is just giving us an example of what looks like when we stop believing in what Jesus and Dad has asked us? Now, obviously, there's no comparison, but you can look at it from that underlining theme and idea and even moral of those movies or stories, that when we stop believing, we stop hoping, we stop having faith, that it prolongs and it stops the momentum of what a good thing should be and the things that should come, because we've refused to progressively press in through those moments. And so let me free you up a little bit and know that it is okay to have moments, but what you do with it and come out on the other side is the most important. Continue to press through, continue to believe, continue to know that even in the midst of uncertainty and not knowing, it's okay to look at Jesus and say, I don't know, but nonetheless, your will be done, and I'll move forward in what you've asked us to do. And so that's Tuesday Talks today. Tuesday Talk next week's going to look a lot different because I'm going to be at a processing center for Operation Christmas Child, and I'm super excited about that. We actually start meeting together tomorrow with all the management staff, so I'm super excited. So keep me in your prayers as I'm being a spiritual covering and spiritual helping keep the climate and the atmosphere of that place and be a covering through the power and the work of Jesus there. And as always, continue to reach out to us if you're needing anything, need prayer. Those that God has spoken to your heart to be connected with us, whether that's in prayer, whether that's joining us in person, or that's actually coming together financially. We just wanted to let you know we appreciate you. And anything that you want to do, we don't broadcast. But I know God's been speaking to specific people in their heart to connect with us because he wants to just do some amazing things in your life and our life, and just release you to be in the fullness of God's obedience, to come however it may be. Here's a couple ways that you can give unto common ground. Everything that's given is tithed immediately. 10% and 10% goes into savings. And we are working towards our 501c3, working with an organization called Stadia right now. And we're just in the beginning stages of some of that stuff. Love you guys. Have a great week. Don't forget to reach out. And this is Ian with Tuesday Talks.